Hello and welcome to the award-winning movie podcast. This week we've got a special guest on the pod. We're joined by our old friend from uni, Cameron. And we kind of failed to introduce him for a long time, so sorry about that, but that's Cameron. And this week we're going to be discussing the best robot ever in a movie. But before that, I'm going to give a few of my thoughts on the movie Oldboy that I was tasked with watching last week. I still can't get the AI to say the word podcast correctly for some reason. It's saying Papillon. It's very strange. I typed the word podcast. See, people are worried about AI taking over the world, but it can't say the word podcast. So, what an absolute shambles. Enjoy! So I was tasked with watching Oldboy last week. I watched it, and you guys nominated it for Best Twist, and nearly won. It might be because you mentioned it, but I saw that twist coming.
I think it's because you had the prior knowledge. And I feel like there's also a thing that you go in knowing there's a twist as well. Whereas the traditional Oldboy experience is you go in, you don't know anything, and then you're like, what? Why has that happened?
Yeah, but I suppose because I knew there was a twist coming, I was looking for it. And I was like, there's only been one woman mentioned in the movie, and it was his daughter. And then there's this other woman who's the right age, and she's weirdly, conveniently involved with him. So I just knew it was going to be his daughter, which is maybe there's something wrong with me that I predicted that.
Yeah.
But I
maybe you're just the sort of
coming.
guy that always predicts twists.
No, he's a sicko, Craig. That's his problem.
I enjoyed the movie, though. I did enjoy it.
Oh, see, I thought you would aggressively hate it.
I didn't think you would like it.
Both because of the nature of the twist
No,
and the
I liked
squid.
it. It had style. I didn't like the octopus eating scene, but
I think I resonate with Oldboy more than I used to because not so long ago, me and my girlfriend thought we were cousins.
What?
But
Yeah, but why did you think that?
it's because she went on Ancestry.com and started looking at our family trees and stuff, and there was a link somewhere. Like a common ancestor, and then we looked at, oh shit, are we cousins? You like, because this isn't
Yeah.
good. So she messaged the guy and be like, hey, is my boyfriend my cousin? The guy she messaged online who had the information was like, oh no, don't worry, that's just a marriage thing. So not by blood, which is the best way to be semi-related, not by blood.
how far back a connection are we talking?
Yeah, like what's this connection? Was it an old dude? Is this like an ancient marriage?
I think just a few generations before us, there was a marriage.
But you're talking like something in the 1920s, not something in the 1990s.
No, yeah, it was a few generations back. But you know, like,
Right.
when something like that happens to you, you sort of feel more sympathy for the guy in Oldboy because you're like, yeah, I think you wouldn't want to bang somebody you're related to.
That feels like an insane thing to say.
The one bit I suppose I didn't like about Oldboy was the very ending. The bad guy basically wins, which I'm generally fine with, but I don't know, I just didn't like it this time. And him cutting off his tongue and then ending up with his daughter was an odd.
Wait, he ends up
That
with his
was the
daughter?
odd-
I haven't seen
the
it
odd
in like
ending.
10 years. So who ends up with the
Yeah,
daughter?
he gets hypnotized. The one thing I didn't see in the twist, I didn't see I didn't predict the how of everything. Like it's that they've both been hypnotized in order to end up together. I didn't see that
Right.
coming. I just assumed there would be some crossover with his daughter somewhere.
I don't think many people expect hypnotism.
Yeah, exactly. But the guys hypnotize them, and then Oldboy, whatever his name is, goes to find the hypnotist and gets her to hypnotize him into forgetting that it's his daughter, so that they can be together.
Crazy. That's
And he's got no tongue.
deranged. But that's Oldboy. So
Yeah, very weird movie, but a good movie, stylized movie. It was very, very striking. You can't be bored watching Oldboy.
yeah, Park Chan-wook's kind of great. And something I learned literally just yesterday as well was that he made Oldboy and he's made like The Handmaiden and all these other movies that they're all known for being kind of weird. And then he's like, yeah, so I'm going to take a break from making weird movies. And then he made Decision to Leave, which if you've seen is also an incredibly strange movie. So his break from making weird movies is to make, like, by the standard of anyone else, like the weirdest movie. It's great though. You should watch it if you haven't seen it.
You know, it sort of relates to our topic today that he made another film called I'm a Cyborg and That's Okay. But That's Okay. And
Yeah.
it's about a guy who falls in love with a woman who's convinced she's a robot.
Is she a robot?
No, she's human, but she's convinced she is, and it gets really gross. She slices open her veins to stuff wires in and stuff. Like, it's really messed up, but he's like, this woman, she's a keeper. I haven't seen it in about 20 years, but I'd recommend it.
That brings us on to our first topic of the day anyway. Today we're discussing the best robot in cinematic history. and that woman doesn't make the list because she wasn't a real robot. Does anyone want to kick things off with an actual nomination?
Question: can I nominate a film if I've not seen the film?
No, Craig, you do this every week.
But no, what it is, right?
Seeing the film is sort of a crucial part.
But I feel like we've all seen this particular robot, but none of us have seen the film because there were clips from the film that went viral on YouTube a few years ago. It's from the Tamil film, as in Tamil India, Yindiren, which is Tamil for robot. And at the time, it was the most expensive Indian film ever made, I think, in 2010. The film has a robot named Shitty, and it's like Terminator, Iron Man, and Optimus Prime all rolled into one. He's got weapons and like fighting skills, super speed, super strength, pretty much everything, and cranked up to 11. And in the climax of the film, which is on the clips on YouTube, he can clone himself hundreds of times, and all the clones sort of bond together and shapeshift into pretty much whatever it wants, like a giant robot. Or who's seen it? I assume you've all seen it.
I've never seen that before in my life. I've never seen that before in my life.
I bet Cameron's seen it.
I've not seen this, but why is he a ball?
This robot, it's like the most crazy Bollywood CGI before Bollywood, Hollywood CGI got really good kind of film.
It looks like a rip-off of iRobot.
Like, really?
In that there's a bunch of robots being interrogated.
Oh my god, he's becoming a snake? What the fuck?
Yeah, okay, so for the listener, they turned into a giant ball and started shooting everyone, and then they have now transformed into a giant snake made out of robot bodies, and they're eating people. So maybe it's not like iRobot.
And iRobot is not good. So, because me and Cameron were researching this category, and by researching, we watched a couple of robot-themed movies, including iRobot, and it's bad. It's real bad. Will Smith's in it. It's got that going for it. And weirdly, Shia LaBeouf is in it for like 3 scenes in the entire film.
Oh,
and
yeah,
for no
yeah.
fucking reason. Like, his character is totally inconsequential, does nothing. But it's like they realized that this movie had only 2 characters and that they were like, oh shit, we gotta just like add Shia LaBeouf in there, we guess.
Pretty sure it was based on a book, wasn't it?
I think it's based on a book in the loose sense. It's kind of like I Am Legend is based on a book. It's like, yeah, it is, but it's just sort of a Will Smith movie. Like, it's not like really the same thing.
Isaac Asimov, did he write the book? Is it one of them?
Yeah.
But it's ass anyway.
I was going to say iRobot. I like the robot in that.
Yeah, iRobot is, and I should have mentioned it last week, which is what I said to Cameron, is that it's like the best worst movie in that when you're 12, it's the greatest movie of all time, but you watch it again, and this is why you can't watch Jumper again, is that it now sucks.
Oh.
It's like the concept of iRobot is good and it should be interesting, and it's actually just insanely boring.
It genuinely put us to sleep.
I very nearly, after watching Old Boy, thought, you know what, Tom spoke a lot about Jumper last week. He got me really in a mood for Jumper. I very nearly stuck Jumper on.
And you can never watch it. You can never watch it because it's only the best movie of all time when you're 12 years old.
Let's get out of the way and say a big robot, a big cinematic robot. I'm going to go with the Terminator.
Yeah, so the Terminator I was thinking
He's probably the one.
But I think he's too human, isn't he? Like, he is just functionally Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, which Terminator do you reckon, are they the same or are they a different robot? Like, I'm thinking Terminator 1 versus Terminator 2. Is it literally the same robot?
I think they're different robots.
I think they're different robots because I was thinking it's like there's the Arnie one, which I think is the least robot of them all, which I guess is part of the thing. But I feel like the main villain robot in T2 counts.
Yeah?
Because he's more robot-y.
He's a liquidy boy. You can have him.
He's a liquidy boy and he does fun robot stuff. You're like, oh, he's doing that now. I've not seen T2 in ages, but I'm pretty sure it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, aren't there different types of Terminators? So you're saying all Terminators are just the one Terminator that's the coolest?
I think you've got to pick one. You can't just be Terminators as a whole. I think you've got to pick one specific Terminator.
The one in T2 is the T-1000, the metal liquid one.
No love for the Terminator and Terminator 3.
Is Terminator 3 the one that has the sexy Terminator?
Yeah, the female Terminator that can do anything and is pretty much unkillable.
Yeah, see, that's just cheating there. That's cheating. That's too much. You can't have that one.
What was the one that was like dust? That's from the new films.
I don't know. Was Christian Bale a Terminator? Or was he just in that movie?
No, he was John
played
Connor.
John Connor.
What's his name? What's his name? The guy in Avatar was...
Sam.
That guy, yeah. I knew the Avatar guy was in it.
Yeah,
Is he a Terminator?
He was either half robot or full robot or
Right.
something. Yeah, he was something.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Who's a Terminator?
Sam.
I always forget his name.
Someone. Worthington?
Sam Worthington, yeah. I liked that Terminator. People slag it off. I enjoyed it. I was probably 12 at the time. Maybe it's a jumper situation. But
I think
remember
it's a
like
situation because when I was 12, I was also like, Terminator Salvation's good. What is everybody on about? And then I feel like you watch 10 minutes of it outside of the context of being 12 and it's like unwatchable.
Maybe.
Well, the film's mainly known for Christian Bale shouting at the DP, like behind the scenes in it, and the audio clip. That's all anyone knows it for. I don't think anyone actually saw the film.
Well, they shouldn't have been putting those lights up there.
Yeah.
That clip's really funny just because you only hear Christian Bale's side of the argument. So he's going, yeah, sure. Oh, fuck off, yeah. And it's just like he sounds like he's speaking to himself. It sounds like he's having an episode.
Got another one that's kind of in the James Cameron universe, kind of. I was thinking of the aliens from... Not the aliens, sorry. I was thinking of the robot
Wrong
from
category,
Alien.
The androids.
The robot from Alien or Prometheus.
The androids.
Oh.
Do you mean in the...
So Ash is the one in Alien, which is Ridley Scott, I know.
Shit, what's he called? Is it David who's in the new Ridley Scott, like Prometheus and stuff?
Yeah,
He's a
but
robot.
that was another one. So they're both
Yeah.
the same kind of milk-blooded robot, yeah.
Why do you think your people made me? We made you because we could. Can you imagine how disappointing it would be for you to hear the same thing from your creator?
I like that they have milk for blood.
Milk blood as a robot thing seems to have really taken hold. Yeah, I don't... But, like, why is that a thing? Because they sort of have milk for blood in iRobot as well. And it's like, how is this so culturally pervasive that robots have to also be filled with goo?
I think out of those two robots, I'd go for David in Prometheus, the Michael Fassbender one. He's quite creepy. He's a good robot.
Yeah, he's a good category. And this is the thing, right? This is not a jumper situation, but Prometheus is like a universally shitted on movie. It's for CinemaSins reasons, and it's really good. Like,
yeah, Prometheus is
okay,
great.
the action's a bit clumsily staged in the third act, but like I don't actually care about that. Like when I watched it, that didn't register for me at all. I'm like, oh well, that thing wouldn't fall like that, and I'm like, well, I don't know. It's a fucking spaceship. I'm willing to accept it in the context.
That's
of a
what
movie.
the tone of it. It's just tonally, it's a good vibe. But apparently he, I don't know if Ridley directly did it or the studio did it, but it was stolen off another film's script, so it was nothing to do with the Alien universe. And then they thought, we'll shoehorn it in with this, which is why it kind of jars with the rest of the franchise.
Well, it has that sort of alien, like ending in it, but it sort of becomes its own thing, doesn't it? I suppose that like some people who are Alien diehards don't like that that's part of the franchise because it changes it. Like it adds too much explanation. But I actually even like Alien Covenant, and I know nobody likes that.
Prometheus had the issue of too few aliens. It got criticised for an alien movie with barely any aliens. And then Covenant went too far the other way for me. Suddenly there's too many aliens. You need to get it just the right amount of aliens.
Yeah. Covenant brings back the sort of horror movie side of it though, which I quite liked. And it's sort of like, it's insanely gory. And it also has like David, he's a good character. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
I'm sorry, but there's no love for Bishop in the original films. In Aliens, like not the one that turns on him and tries to get them all killed by the aliens, but the one in the second one.
Oh.
Because I thought of him earlier, but the only thing I could think of is, he's a nice guy. He's just a nice guy.
So not the Bilbo Baggins guy. He's a nice guy.
I've not seen Aliens in ages, so I forgot he existed, to be honest. But yeah,
I just remember the scene in Aliens where Ripley's talking to Bishop, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, is something wrong? You don't seem like you trust me." And she says, well, a robot who looks exactly like you tried to kill me before. And he just goes, oh, I'm sorry. God, what model was it?
Ripley's last trip out, the artificial person malfunctioned.
Malfunctioned?
There were problems, and a few deaths were involved.
I'm shocked. Was it an older model?
Yeah, the Hyperdyne system's 128.2.
Well, that explains it, and the A2s always were a bit twitchy. That could never happen now with our behavioral inhibitors.
Wait, is he also Bilbo Baggins?
I don't believe so.
Because, right, that was a serious question, because I've never seen Aliens. I've seen Alien. I've not seen Alien 3. Is there an Alien 4? I've not seen that.
Yeah.
But I've seen Prometheus and Covenant, and...
I think we're going to give you a mission at the end of this then, Tom. My mission was to watch Oldboy. I think your mission's going to be to watch Aliens.
Aliens, yeah. I've literally never seen it.
Ooh,
I just know that it's like, James Cameron came and did his James Cameron action thing. So I was like, I'm not interested in that. And then I think I just never watched it. Sorry, James Cameron. I didn't mean that.
You're going to regret not nominating Bishop after you see it. He's such a nice robot.
Right. Okay, yeah. Well, if he's a nice robot, is he also Bilbo Baggins?
Oh, is he Ian Holm?
Yeah.
He's played by a guy named Lance
Because
Erickson.
he said he looks the same.
No, he's not. No.
Oh, well, it's just as Craig said, because he's a robot that looks just like you. And I was like, oh, he's Bilbo Baggins again. But he's not. So that's fine. I accept that he's not Bilbo Baggins. I've got some honorable mentions. So first is the Slinky robot from Robots. And then there's the Cigar Gag robots from Robots. And then there's also Big Weld from Robots.
I've never seen Robots.
No, Craig, there's a lot of robots to get through here. Just don't interrupt me. Rodney Cobberbottom from Robots. The Sad Conductor Bot from Robots. The Got Screwed Homeless Scam Robot from Robots. The Positive Evil Family Dad Robot from Robots. And also the Payphone Bot from Robots, who says, your father loves you very much for no reason. Those are all my honorable mentions.
Did you and Cameron watch Robots?
We did.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And we decided that every robot in Robots is worth an honorable mention, apart from the Robin Williams robot in Robots, who has strange lips that are uncomfortable to look at, and so he doesn't get a nomination.
I saw Robots when it came out, but I have no memory of that movie.
Yeah, it's got the weirdest structure of all time. There's like plot stuff, which is definitely would go way over the head of most kids.
What is the plot of Robots?
Well, it's like a class mobility thing. He like wants to become an inventor, and then the main Big Weld, the main like robot, he's like a famous inventor, and he's like, oh, everybody's a good robot and all this, and everybody deserves like spare parts and being fixed and stuff. He gets taken over by a guy that's sort of like, if you're outdated and shit, you need to get in the bin and upgrade or upgrade yourself. And then they defeat that guy. The plot moves too quickly, to be honest. There's a lot of setup and then very little payoff.
I mean, we could very easily track when there was a moment where like, oh, it's time for the kids to just clap and look at the screen.
Yeah, because there was like this plot stuff that was going way, like would definitely go way over kids' heads, and then they would just like interrupt it for a random like 2-minute section of slapstick comedy that didn't make any sense. And those are mostly the Robin Williams robot's fault, and so therefore I hold him solely responsible.
Could you direct me to Big Weld Industries?
What? Perfect. That'll be $50.
$50 for what?
A beautiful picture of your first moment in Robot City. There, I've captured your second moment. That's another $50. Are you keeping track?
In the world of robots, there are no humans, are there?
No.
No, not at all.
Do
and
you
I
think
sort of theorized that
canonically-
maybe it was a Planet of the Apes situation.
Yeah, I think canonically they overthrew the humans and killed them all.
Yeah.
Terminator situation. I think Robots is what happens after Terminator.
After Terminator, yeah, but they just sort of become much more affable robots later on. They mellow a bit. But Herb Copperbottom, the thing about Herb Copperbottom, let me tell you about it, is that he's a dishwashing robot because he didn't follow his dreams to become a musician. We never find out if he can play music or not. But
No, he does. He
dishwashing
plays music
robot.
at the end.
Oh, does he play music at the end? Shit, man.
Yeah,
I
we
was
were falling asleep at that point, though.
Yeah. I'd had a 7-hour couch. It was very tired. Yes, he plays music, but dishwashing robot, why does he have... I don't understand why that's a thing, because none of them eat food at any point, and so surely the need for dishes is firmly redundant, because even when they have a cup of oil, like instead of coffee, they don't even drink it, they just pour it over themselves.
Oh.
So, like...
Grease is something.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know, grease the joints. It's fundamentally pointless. And so he's slaving away at this like underclass robot job where everybody makes fun of him for being a dishwashing robot. Surely it's fundamentally pointless.
You go to Robot City, you go meet Big Weld, and you show him your big ideas. And Rodney, never give up.
All aboard! I think if I had to nominate one specifically from my honorable mentions, the Sad Conductor Bot would be my favorite, because he just sort of, you only see him once, he cries for no reason, and then he disappears.
Well, speaking of kids' movies with robots in it, I'll go with what is probably my actual nomination, and that's going to be WALL-E.
Ooh.
You're kidding me. You pick Wally. Brad, I like you.
Have you picked WALL-E?
I love Wally. I'd happily let that win.
Yeah, he's a good little guy. He's cleaning up the planet. He's got all these sad little eyes, and he's really emotive. He's the only robot on my list of nominations that I really care about, except for the Iron Giant, probably. He's also on my list.
I was about to say I was sure you were going to pick the Iron Giant.
No, Tom's picked the Iron Giant, so I don't need to pick the Iron Giant.
No. So I did think about picking the Iron Giant because he is the best, and he is the original Vin Diesel wordless voice acting performance. But it's not him that I've picked. He is a great robot, though. He might be one of the best robots. But I've actually picked a much better robot that doesn't star in the movie Robots.
Okay, can I guess?
Pick, but I'll leave it. Yeah, you can guess.
I reckon Tom's gone for Ava from Ex Machina.
Yes, that is what I went
got
for.
it.
Because I think it's a great movie, Robot, but also I think it engages the most of any movie with the idea of what a robot and what artificial intelligence is, in a way that's really, really clever and has a great ending, and she's really good in it. So that's what I went for that one. Although Iron Giant is like close second / joint.
Yeah, it's a sick movie, Ex Machina.
I wouldn't go anywhere near her though.
Wouldn't go anywhere near it. Well, what do you mean? So, all right, Craig. So is bangability a criteria for Craig's best robot?
No, not even banging, but like you just can't like you have this robot in your life. You can't trust her in any way, shape, or form. She's always up to something, and like she sort of defeats the purpose of.
How do you know you can't trust her?
You see, I saw the film.
Right, but Craig, she's not inherently by her nature up to something. It's because she's been invented by somebody who then kept her in prison her entire life. So you got to think that her actions are like at least partially driven by that, and that maybe if she was just out in the world, she's fine.
I don't know, man.
Like the reason she does the killing is because they kept her as prisoner, which is not great. You know, if you did that to a human, I feel like they would react in not a good way as well.
Can't she just like? I think killing's a bit extreme. Like you accuse a human of killing, you know, you're like, did you have to do that, buddy? Like she could have just locked.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that maybe she could have done, but I feel like from her point of view, like we're following the humans in that movie, but from her point of view, she's kind of in the plot of Saw, and she's just being kept prisoner. And tortured by these guys. So it's like, from her point of view, she's having like a heroic escape here. So I think actually she's justified.
Over her, I'd go for the other robot that does the dance with Oscar.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She'd kill you as well, I bet.
Don't she? She does stab his character at the end, doesn't she? They both like murder him.
Oh, is it her?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. No, okay. See, Brad's not afraid of the danger. He'd risk it.
Worth it.
Come on, buddy. After a long day of Turing tests, you gotta unwind.
What were you doing with Ava?
What?
You tore up her picture.
I'm gonna tear up the fucking dance floor, dude. Check it out.
I watched that movie on a train, and I don't recommend that because there's a sudden huge amount of nudity at the end, and I was just sat in the open watching it on my laptop, like, oh, this isn't porn, by the way. I'm sorry.
Look, just ignore the fact that I'm pausing, taking screenshots, and rewinding. It isn't fun. I'm just watching a regular movie for regular guys. On a train.
Should we mention some of the robots from Star Wars?
Yes.
Are they on anyone's
I was
honorable
gonna mention
mentions?
one.
I assume I bet Craig's not going for R2D2. Actually, I bet you're going for one of the like evil like super battle droids or a droidicare or something.
Well, I was thinking about it earlier, and I thought, you know what robot I'd really like? You know the Doctor robots in Revenge of the Sith when Padme's giving birth?
Yeah.
That'd be really handy in real life.
They were shit doctors. She died.
Yeah, I admit, like the only time you see this Doctor in action, the patient did die, but if you pay attention to the films, you know that Padme had a lot of other stuff going on. So I don't think you can blame the Doctor directly for that death.
She should have just got a cesarean.
Yeah, I feel like the issue I take with that, people are like, oh, I guess she just lost the will a little. You know, they sort of think that's really stupid, but it's like, she did get choked out by the father of her children while she was pregnant. And, you know, you're in a delicate physical state when you're pregnant, aren't you? So it's like, it's not great. It's not great.
Medically, she's completely healthy. For reasons we can't explain, we are losing her.
She's dying.
We don't know why. She has lost the will to live.
And the way the Doctor delivers the news is really considerate but clear, and they did everything they could. That is a good Doctor, and I would be happy to go to my local surgeon.
Oh, yeah, no, but we're talking best robot, not best Doctor. It's a different category entirely.
I feel like we should talk about R2 or...
Yeah, I was about to mention R2-D2 because I think R2-D2, if R2-D2 doesn't win Best Robot in our podcast episode today, I think R2-D2 does deserve some sort of Robot Lifetime Achievement Award because R2-D2 survived how many films? 9 films? 10 films if you count the Clone Wars animated film one?
Yeah.
And you see R2-D2 go from being like brand spanking new, lots of features, helping out in battles and stuff, doing lots of stuff, to the original films where he's rickety and he's broken and he can only do his basic functions. And I think, how many robots in cinema do you see go through that whole lifespan of being like brand new and being able to use all its features to being semi-broken?
The great thing about R2-D2 is he's got great deadpan humor somehow for a robot.
Yeah, he's really good at it. He's got a great comic timing.
Yeah, a whole personality without ever speaking a word. That's pretty cool.
He's just a good little dude.
He is a good little dude. And that's the thing. It's like being a good little dude is among the best things. On being a good little dude, I realised that we've never introduced our special guest at any point, and we've just sort of had him talk in the background. So, introducing one of the best little dudes. Are you a little dude? Are you a medium-sized dude? Are you a big dude? You can decide that. It's Cameron.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, it's Cameron.
Wow, Cameron.
I would say I'm a medium to large dude.
A medium to large dude. Okay. All right. And do you have any input on the robot debate?
So I've kind of gone a little bit of a spectrum here. So I've picked 3. I think it's all well and good to discuss like, robots as like, that's really cool. They do a cool thing. But I instantly disqualify in my own personal list any robot that looks like a person, because then what's the point? You just try to make a person. And I already have people, and I don't like people. I like robots. So at number 1, I've got R2-D2, but I'm going to work in reverse. After R2-D2, number 2 for me is WALL-E. And after that, number 3 is Baymax. I really enjoy Baymax, but he looks like a human, but just not quite human enough.
What human are you hanging around with?
Big ones.
He's a big old marshmallow.
Big old marshmallow man. But he still looks like the attempt was made to make a friendly person. WALL-E, they were just like, he serves a function. R2-D2, he doesn't look like anything. He's just a trash can with legs.
So do you not like Ava in Ex Machina? Because
I like her
he
as a
tried to make her
person.
look like a human, but instead he made her look a bit see-through, didn't he? Which I think defeats the purpose of building an attractive woman robot if you're just going to make her
He wanted to build something. He wanted to build something to bang. He just wanted to build something to bang. That's all he wanted.
Question, does RoboCop count as a robot?
No, definitely not. That's a dude.
He's a cop. He's a cop before being a robot.
His name's is Robo in the title.
Yeah, but he's half robo, half cop.
Yeah.
You got to be all robo.
He's a cyborg more than
Yeah,
anything.
you could have the robot at the end, the mech thing that comes in and kills everyone.
Well, Eva in Ex Machina is a human face.
This is not flesh and blood though. It's just she's just a robot.
I'd even consider, so like we watched iRobot last night, and like, Sonny, that's a person. It's just it's a person. It's not a robot.
It's robot-y enough.
So if the robot has even the slightest bit of flesh, doesn't count.
Terminator has like organic skin, doesn't he, to be fair?
That's why I was thinking of that.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't pick Terminator though, because I'm like, he's just Arnie. Like, I feel like it's actually, he's a shit robot.
Oh, Terminator's a great robot.
He's a good Arnie.
He's a great Terminator.
But do you know why it had to look like Arnie? Because the reason the Terminator had to look like Arnie and you had to cast someone like Arnie is because the actual Terminator body underneath the synthetic flesh was very skeletal, and so you needed a lot of muscle over it to cover that and to work as a better disguise for people. So it was practical flesh. Although I did just make that up, so I'm not sure if that was actually the reason.
It's very believable. I think they just wanted a big scary dude, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they just wanted Arnie. I feel like the lore came later.
Anyway, my point is, if it is a robot, it should look like a robot. If we're talking about like best kind of robotic monster or best like robot person, that's something else. But to me, best robot is something that is a little dude, a little robot that is there to serve a function. It already has other things that it does. It just happens to also be a main character. So R2-D2 to me is like the quintessential. That is the robot for movies.
He is the robot.
True, R2 probably is I think Terminator is the robot if we're doing that. But
I think he's a shit robot. I think he's just Arnie.
yeah, I know what you mean. It does take away a few points that for the most part he's just a guy.
Yeah, he's just a dude, and mostly he just functions as a dude. It's like, for plot reasons, he's a robot, but mostly he's just a dude. C-3PO is obviously a robot, but if he was fleshy, maybe less so.
You know, C-3PO is the only robot I can think of with anxiety.
Or about the paranoid android in Hitchhikers.
I can't remember
That's a
Hitchhikers
person.
at all.
That's a person. That's a person to me.
Yeah, it's weird that C-3PO was programmed to have anxiety. Why was that a thing?
Right, so Cameron's going for R2-D2, Tom's going for Ava,
Ava for
I'm
Ex
going
Machina,
for
yeah.
WALL-E, and Craig's going for... Who was yours, Craig?
I didn't say an official one, but I would have picked WALL-E.
Oh, we got 2 for WALL-E then. So WALL-E's winning, unless Tom and Cameron want to team up and form a rival faction.
Well, the thing is, I think I have to, because I'm in agreement with Cameron on the best little dude, and so I think an R2-D2 I think is a better little dude than WALL-E.
Oh my God.
He's like the original little dude. So R2D2, I think, has to be my winner.
This is why we designed the podcast to have 3 people and not guests, so that there would never be a tie decision.
I think that means that Cameron's special guest vote,
Oh, yeah.
special guest vote counts for more.
I think I should be 2 points. Yeah.
I think it means we cut him out of the podcast.
Oh.
And make Craig win.
I'll let you know. I'll never come back again if you give me this.
You know, I'm not actually that in love with Wall-E.
Traitor.
I could easily. Well, R2D2 is way down my list of best robots, but I don't have a massive affection for Wall-E. I prefer the droids. I'd go for the regular droids.
Brad, before I lose you to the dark side, can I just ask you, could have R2D2 successfully have pulled Eva?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, he's got way more game than Wall-E does. Wall-E's a little.
The thing is, he's really funny, and being funny is the best way to get someone to date.
I don't think R2D2 has a kind of arrogance about him that Eva wouldn't have liked.
Why does he have a certain arrogance about him?
Don't you think? No.
Wait. Are we saying that R2D2 fucks? Is that what we're building up to?
He's got. Riz,
I think
definitely.
R2D2 fucks.
Yeah.
I think he absolutely canonically fucks.
If he's gonna fuck anyone, we know who he's gonna fuck. He's gonna fuck C-3PO. There, I said it. Like,
No, he's always trying to ditch C-3PO. He's going, you're cramping my style.
Yeah.
Get away.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's got like a wingman with too much anxiety, and it's like he definitely fucks.
Yeah, Craig, you convinced me, Craig. You've convinced me. R2D2 is the best robot because he pulls.
Yeah.
And also, I like the ending of Force Awakens is just like they've been searching for this missing piece of a map to find Luke. And R2D2 had it this whole time. He just, like, I don't know, wanted to be dramatic, I guess, and not give it up until later.
He's a little
so
scamp.
I kind of love that about him.
He's a mischievous little scamp.
Man. Yeah, he's just like, just a little bit of a dick for no reason. So, he's the best little guy.
Right, so the winner of the best robot of all time is the classic choice of R2D2.
I would say that if we want to extend it to all types of robots, I think Terminator would be pretty high up there, if not the winner. But Robot By, I think it's a little definition of a functional little dude. Yeah.
Well, I think the Terminator is perfectly valid. I don't agree with your criteria, but regardless.
I know, I don't think it's that he can't be part of the category. I just think he can't win because he's just too Arnie.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For a large part of the movie, it's just a guy walking around.
the problem is, 80% of the first Terminator film is just, if you said he's not an android or a robot, he's just a strong man, wouldn't make a tremendous amount of difference, would it?
Yeah, not a whole lot would change.
It definitely counts. They can just, you can hold that against it. It's still a valid nomination.
Yeah, I just think it can't be the best overall. Like, it counts, but that holds it back from the best overall.
I'll be back.